Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. And now I am very pleased to be talking with the City of Gresham, and we are going to be talking about something called CityFest. And here to represent the City of Gresham, we have Alex Walker. You are one of the co-event coordinators.
Yes. Yep.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Tam Driscoll, you are the other half of this team to put on this event.
Well, that are here. Couldn't bring them all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, you're part of the team
Right.
To put on the CityFest. So thanks for being here, Tam.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you. So CityFest is fairly new. It's this is second year, is that right?
Second year.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it. Why was this started, and what exactly is it all about?
It had started as a way for the city to really outreach with the community and show what the City of Gresham does, and also how people can work for the city. So it incorporates our different departments, and there's booths and activities for the kids, and an opportunity for youth and even, community members, people getting back into the workforce to engage with different department personnel and be able to really hear about what we do and how they can, have career paths into meaningful work here at the city.
Oh, that's important. I mean, obviously the city is, you've got your little fingers in all sorts of pies. I mean, there's so many different things, everything from the parks to the, the garbage service to, everything, the city council. I mean, there's just so many parts of the government of the City of Gresham, but people don't know what all those are, or that how many different departments you have and what, what all you're involved in. So that's a good opportunity for them to find out about those kind of things.
Yeah, and I think when people drive by City Hall, they see this building and it's a box, right? But what's inside that box, and how do our services, function, and how do they apply to them? And then, as Alex pointed out, not only how do these services impact Gresham residents, but how could Gresham residents be part of the city? And whether it be in a career path or just even having kind of a better understanding of what we do.
Right.
And so it's kind of like, not like we're an onion, but we kind of peeled back the walls of City Hall and bringing those departments hands-on activities,
like the fire department, the police department, they'll be there.
Any loud vehicle that has a horn is going to be there.
Who is that?
Any loud vehicle that has a horn.
Yep. Kids will be able to do, police car rides. They'll be able to
and be able to get out of them at the end.
Yes. Get out. Yes.
No handcuffs.
Yeah. And see all the fire rigs, and then also our Department of Environmental Services. They bring out their big rigs, so the dump trucks, and some of our other large equipment will be there as well.
I think you have a video from that kind of shows what this is all about. So maybe we can just take a look at that now and get a real flavor for what the whole event is about.
Sure, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a look.
So it's great to have an event like this where residents of Gresham can come and see who works for the city.
It's an open house for the community to see how the city works for you as the citizens, as well as how maybe you could come to work for the city. So,
I have to go up in the sky.
I just enjoyed taking the kids out here.
We're looking forward to seeing you here Saturday, May 13th for CityFest here at City Hall.
Oh, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
So it's right at City Hall.
Correct.
It is.
So
yeah.
that's the parking lot behind it?
Yep.
Okay.
See parking.
Yeah. And one thing I'll interject, we did this last October 1st, and it was the first time that we did it. And I think what was really wonderful was how many people came out and really interacted. And I'll just say it, sometimes we have events and, you know, sometimes, let's just face it, they can not necessarily fall flat, but the participation can be slim. And very, very pleased with the interaction and really kind of the excitement on the kids' faces. The parents loved it. So I really, you know, encourage those listening to give it a try on Saturday, May 13, and check it out, because it really is. It's wonderful to see people really kind of interacting and kind of having a good time.
Well, it's a great opportunity to educate your children about you know, some of the things that the city does and about those jobs that are out there, and to meet a police officer, to meet a fireman, to meet, you know, a garbage, you know, somebody who works in the, you know, with the solid waste department. I mean, just to get a good feel of all the things that you do and how you can be part of a community. And yeah, it's pretty cool. What were you going to say, Alex?
Oh, I was going to say, you know, we've been reaching out to the high schools, and it's we had gone to Gresham High a couple weeks back, and just during lunch hour, and started to talk with some of the kids, and just kind of giving them a sense like, hey, have you thought about next steps? Have you thought about, you know, are you going to college? Are you looking at different career options? And really communicating to them that there isn't a set, you know, a set pathway, and that you know, the assumption can be that you have to have a 4-year college degree, you have to have all of this experience in order to gain employment with the city of Gresham, when that's really not the case. And so we really are trying to also educate through this event the different backgrounds of employees that we currently have, different education levels, and different environments in which we work. So we have, you know, we have police and fire, and those are kind of the ones that come to mind when they
They're the flashy ones.
Yeah.
Notice.
But we have finance, if you're really great with numbers. We've got our Department of Environmental Services that are out in the field. You know, we have our whole operations center. Those guys are out all the day, throughout the day. They're not sitting behind a computer. But if you're interested in computers, we have our IT department, and there's really a huge breadth of positions at the city that don't require these kind of
high level degrees and that kind of thing. I mean,
exactly.
So kind of dispelling the myth that it runs the gamut of all the different options and educational levels for kind of, you know, career path.
Well, it gives people options. I mean, kids sometimes think, and sometimes parents tell their kids, you need to go 4 years to college to make anything of yourself. It's not necessarily the case, you know. So having those options, and some people just aren't good at school, but maybe they're very bright and they have other skills. So, you know, knowing that there's other options is really a good thing. So there's obviously fun things for the kids. There's things for high school students or young adults maybe who are starting out. But for maybe somebody who's, you know, older, maybe they're, you know, they've been at a job for 20 years and they're ready for something new. Can they come and check it out? I mean, there's
absolutely,
you know, opportunities for everybody.
Yep, we'll have our human resources will be there, and the intent also is to have people in those positions. Let's say we have a street sweeper truck. There'll be a public utility worker with that who has a CDL, a community driver's license, a commercial driver's license, and he could talk with that person saying, this is what I required, you know, for this particular position. But definitely for those who maybe want to look at what are my options, and
what
to
do I
kind
need
of
to do
plant the seed with what, you know, what are the requirements. Maybe they want to go into their, you know, 20-something and want to consider firefighting. You know, there's you know, steps to get to that. Same thing with police, with the cadets, where you can kind of get a taste for it at a level without fully committing. So
yeah, we've seen in the community development department through building a lot of our recruitments lately. We've noticed a switch from, you know, private sector contractors, laborers, people that are in the field all day long. And as they start to get older, they start to think, oh, the benefits and the retirement, and you know, my body's not holding up. So, we hire, you know, building inspectors, planners, examiners, and so for people in that that are a bit older that might be looking for that career change. This is a great opportunity for them
Never
to.
too late to change.
No,
never too late.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So what was one of the most exciting things that you had last year? What was really popular?
I would say 2 things that stand out were the LifeFlight
Ooh, yeah, you brought a
helicopter.
picture of that, didn't you?
There
I'd
should
love
be,
to see
yep.
that.
And just the grandeur of a huge helicopter, and it lands at City Hall right there.
Oh, look at that.
And
Look at
kids
this.
were able to get in and see where they lay a patient down or
Wow. I've never been in a helicopter ever.
Yeah,
so,
it's amazing.
It'd be cool just to check it out.
And then we have Alex 3 canine police dogs.
3, yes, our canine unit is going to be there, and
at the
it's
faces.
Bosco, Recon, and Cash. So
I
the
love
kids will
it.
be able to watch a demonstration on
Yeah.
those guys.
And
They're
those
not there to
they're pretty-
pet. They definitely
Right.
want to
Yeah.
keep, and they make it quite clear. But to watch what these,
Pretty impressive, huh?
oh yes,
Yeah.
The training that they have is
yeah,
really
it's
incredible. and-
very impressive, and the handlers. So that's somebody who's been at the city for a long time. I had never seen a demonstration like that, and I was in awe.
I've never
it was
seen that.
pretty
I think that would be
impressive.
fascinating. Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool. So yeah, so there's a little bit.
There's a little bit of
everybody.
everything, and the kids can actually get up in the cab of the truck, push the horn, get that feel. So we are really also trying to make it, as hands-on as possible, and then have that more interaction instead of being at kind of a one-sided where somebody's standing behind a table and handing stuff out. There's actually more of an interaction, having a little bit of a dialogue.
And it's really, we'll have food and music, and one of our police department employees actually DJs. So it really gives people
cool.
a
That
chance
sounds
to
like fun.
see,
Yeah.
another side to our employees too.
Yeah.
They're volunteering their time and really, coming out on a Saturday and wanting to engage with the community and share their story.
And it's a little more personal than
Yeah.
what you're used to.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah,
than
I think
what
it's
the
a lot
city-
more interactive, and I think that's the intent of just trying to make it engaging. And our tagline last year was how the city works for you and how you could work for the city. So we're kind of playing off of that, and not playing off of that. We are
That is what you're.
We're carrying that on, and then
this year's theme.
we're also adding to it a little bit that we're asking people to build a future with us. So it's kind of just really connecting with the employment piece as well.
Good. No, I have been impressed in the 10 years that I've worked in Gresham. I've been impressed with the city and the their connection with the community, and this is a very strong community here.
Yeah.
So that's I think it should probably be a really well attended event. If it's nice weather, that will help.
Oh,
Yes.
fingers crossed. Well, the last one was in October, and that was
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
rough
little
weekend
spotty.
and a little spotty. So
Yeah.
we're hoping May is a better.
There was one picture you had there where there was a big long extension ladder, maybe a fire truck.
Yes.
Did they bring out the ladders or the trucks out with the big long ladders?
Yes, they brought the ladder truck
ladder
out
truck
that takes there it is, and it.
Ah,
I think
yeah.
it goes up. It's quite high. I can't remember the actual footage, but you can't
looks
see the top of
terrifying
it.
to
Yes,
me. Terrifying.
Just to show you kind of. I guess the criteria for that job is you cannot have a fear of heights.
Yeah, I would not even think
Yeah.
about
Our
doing
water
that.
rescue vehicle to we do deploy that and have. And then there's Sparky, the little fire mascot.
That's the job I
That's
want.
the, who's under that little furry head.
That's great.
So we try to make it applicable to kind of all ages.
Yeah.
And make it meaningful. So we're looking forward to it, and like I said, we have had a bit of a rough weather stretch, so we're hoping that we can maybe get a little bit of grace in the
so,
weather,
too.
and.
Yeah.
But if not, we're rain or shine. It doesn't matter.
Yep, rain or shine
Oh,
event.
I have no doubt. You'd be
Everything's
out there.
tinted. We'll have
Yeah.
umbrella.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it.
Good. Well, thank you both for being here to share about CityFest, and I think it sounds like fun. So I'd encourage anybody that's watching, if you're interested in getting a job, you just want to let your kids know about what is going on in your community, you just want to find a second career in your life, whatever, check it out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us,
Thank you
Monica.
so
You
much.
bet. You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. And thanks for watching this segment of Community Hotline. We have one more. You won't want to miss it, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.